Instructions for Special Project 4. SP4 is a formal presentation worth 30 total points. 2 key learning objectives this project fulfills, as you'll see here. Okay, let's talk instructions. You are being tasked to design and deliver a formal presentation relevant to your career. In SP2, you were given the content. Now in SP4, you will develop it individually. So your presentation should be informative, persuasive, or demonstrative. And my goal here is to truly capture something you already speak about at work. So if you provide a training or a policy update, or you have to share processes, use that. Do not recreate the wheel here if you do not have to. Okay, so my on-campus students, you will deliver this presentation in class, 5 to 8 minutes of content delivered. Please bring 2 copies of your keyword outline to class. For my online students, you will record your presentation using Screencast-O-Matic. Now you must include a visual aid. Okay, PowerPoint is A-OK for Special Project 4, but please keep it clean, simple. Simple images to pair with what you are speaking to. Keywords. The visual aid is meant to enhance your presentation, not distract from it, and certainly not call the listener to have to read, okay? So keep it clean, keep it simple. If you choose, my online students, to use a PowerPoint, please make sure that you are selecting video as well as screen so we can see you. Many of the points are derived from your actual physical presentation, so please be sure to layer video over PowerPoint. You will submit your Special Project 4 to the forum SP4 and then simply attach your keyword outline in the forum. Okay, so let's get to the specifics. The formal presentation should follow presentation standards, having an intro, a body, and a conclusion. Okay, your introduction, clearly state your purpose. Today, I am going to speak to the policy change X. Specifically state to the listener what you're going to teach us or inform us of. Capture the audience's attention. That might be by a show of hands, who has experienced this? It might be sharing a quote or a statistic, something to bring the audience into the content. Establishing rapport with the audience, speaking to them. Again, they are the whole reason for the message. And then be sure and preview your main points. Tell the listener the 3 things you are going to talk about. Okay, the body of the speech should be organized into 3 main points. I repeat that, 3 main points. There's a ton of psychology behind this, but typically people respond, they can understand it, and they have the patience for 3 main points. If we go beyond that, we're running the risk of losing our audience. So keep it simple, 3 main points. Provide transitions to cue audience as you move from point to point. Okay, this is a biggie in terms of speaking with intention, that verbal structure. My recommendation is simply to use numbers because they are representative. So that might be, okay, we just wrapped up my first point. Now let's move to my second point. Keep it clean, keep it simple. We do not have to be fancy with this. The more overt you are, the more the audience will capture it, and you'll give them that reassurance that the presentation is moving on and categorically where you are at. Okay, use a visual aid, as we mentioned before. If not a PowerPoint, use something, a graph, a chart, an image, a whiteboard. Support your main points. Okay, what we're asking for here, each of your 3 main points should have 2 to 3 things supporting that key idea. Well, what is that? There is an acronym in the speaking world that is TIRES, okay? The TIRES that support a vehicle are the same thing that support your message in a presentation. The T is testimonials or quotes. Ideas, your own ideas, theorists, people you know. Relevancy is the R, relevant info, facts, stats. This is a great way to balance out your presentation by providing appeals to logic. Examples. When you use an example, you illustrate the point you're trying to make and people can connect to it. And then lastly, stories. Stories are a great way to support because they make the topic relatable and people connect to them. Okay, so again, testimonials, ideas, relevant facts, stats, examples, stories. And then in your conclusion, simply restate your purpose. Okay, I just spoke to the updates on policy change X. Review your main points. Tell the listener the 3 things you just shared with them. Summarize your message and give the audience something to remember. Give them that final thought. Make a challenge, a reminder. Leave them with something simple, but beyond what you just spoke about. Okay, so here is how you are assessed. 30 total points possible. Everything I just reviewed is what you will be assessed on. 5 points for the introduction. Please read through this. 15 points for the body of the speech. This is where the speech is really made here. Organized into 3 main points, that's worth 3. Use transitions effectively, that's worth 3 points. Info strongly supported purpose of speech. Make sure that all of your supporting information is within scope, meaning it's supporting that primary purpose statement. A variety of supporting info use, 3 main points. Here comes your tires again. I want to see at least 3 different supporting elements. Provided a visual aid worth 1 point, and then here it is, effectively used visual aid. Okay, so if you are using a whiteboard, yes, you have to write on it, but I want to make sure I'm not just seeing your back writing on the board, right? That you are integrating, that you are turning with open body communication, pointing, utilizing, and making sure that visual aid is used effectively. The conclusion then is worth 3 points, and then 7 points for the delivery. And this is where I emphasize, please make sure you have video over PowerPoint, or you will unfortunately be unable to earn these points. Gestures used to enhance speech, strong eye contact, vocal variety here. Okay, make this conversational. Extemporaneous speaking is truly a conversation with your audience. In the past, people have thought that reading a speech is public speaking. That is simply orating or reading, okay? So make sure it's conversational, and please do not read, especially for my online students. There is much lost when you are reading a document in front of you. Look into that camera, okay? Assume there are real people on the other side of it. Poise, posture, use of floor space, own the part here. Make sure your body is involved in the message. Followed keyword outline, okay? Please make sure your outline is simply keywords. That is your at-a-glance guide to your presentation. When we write sentences, or God forbid, write paragraphs, it is impossible to not end up reading, or at least be lost. The keywords provide an at-a-glance guide, okay? So you can look down, see where you're at, and see where you are going. So keep that outline clean and simple. There is a sample keyword outline in resources as well. Professional dress, please look the part here, okay? I want to see your nonverbals invested in the message. I'm not asking for a tuxedo, but please make sure you are owning the role in dress. Professional, groomed, no hats, no gum in your mouth, things of that nature. And then that we spoke within the allotted time, which is 5 to 8 minutes for SP4. Okay, please be sure, my online students, to watch the chapter talk as well as review this rubric and check out that sample keyword outline in resources. Thank you.